Okay, here we are in the last episode of this class about voice and intonation patterns. Why intonation is here and why I think that your voice can ruin your life or can save your life. It's a great question and make this answer clear for yourself right now. Is your voice ruining your life or saving? What's the difference? Let's think about the intonation, because about voice we discussed it in previous episodes, and we will discuss it many times. Actually, as I told you before, it's not the point of 1 or 2 days, but what exactly matters will be your intonation. Because when you send some ideas, when you try to deliver these ideas to your audience, you need to be completely completely set, just like here. You need to create this perfect match of your idea, your main thought, and your intonation. Today I'll read you a text and we'll see how the intonation varies. So the main idea here of this episode will be to keep the variety in tone. So you are able definitely to provide this variety in tone and be clear and be attractive, grabbing this attention and drawing these lines for people's imagination. You need to be a wizard, a magician who attracts like with the magical techniques this attention and put people somewhere in these pictures where they're not there at that moment, but with your help they will be there. Because as you remember, TV presenter, he fill the gaps. We all have some gaps. Some of us has the gap of healthy nutrition. Some of us want to create and start new relationships. But what really matters here will be your variety in tone and how you highlight these ideas. As for me, you need to connect these dots, connect your image, your idea, your output, and the result of your audience impressions about your presentations. So you need to meet and even meet as much as you can all of that expectations that they had before your presentation. That's why if you feel like, in few words, if you feel like this moment is a peaceful moment of some information, it's an important moment for somebody, it's sympathetic, you need to be the same. You need to express the same emotion. That what can help you here, of course, it's your voice and intonation. That's why we should avoid misconception and work on your emotions. And let's do this in this episode. What I would like you to remember was information about the phrases in sentence. So every sentence should be divided into 2 or 3 phrases. Every phrase should go somewhere, be either ascending or descending, falling or rising, up to you, depending on what influence you would like to send and to give your audience, what impact. But as for the intonation patterns, I would like to draw attention to the mood, like the variety of tone, like the mood, different mood of your intonation. We all have different emotions, like a circle of emotions, and we need to get them under control. So while being sad, upset in your real life, if your presentation is about courage and something positive, do this. You need to not to feel that way. You need to do this as a technique. And today I will show you how to do this technique. So we have different parameters like voice, volume, speech range, like it will be high or low. We have speech pace, it will be quick or slow. We have pauses, and I will give you the idea why do we need them. As for the visual tricks, we have our eyes and brows and smile. But that was the first block, was about our audio techniques. So when it comes to your mood, let's discuss what mood can you have. You have, and we work with 3 basic moods. It's like tragedy or neutral or encouragement, the highest way of attract people attention. So that's how it works. Let's start, and you can just draw like a table. You will have 3 columns of this mood, and you will have all these parameters, which can be speech pace, volume, your speech speech range. It will be high or low, and pauses for audio delivery and visual delivery also influenced your intonation. It can be your eyes, this can be your lips, like a smile, or your brows. Let's start with the tragical mood. So if you want to express and to feel and to show that some information is like a very sad information for people, for example, you're delivering sad news, you need to activate this mode of tragedy. How to do that? You see the text. Of course, the content, the message itself can help you, but still don't think about this now. You should think about your techniques. So let me read you the sentence. Learn what current brand leaders are doing and figure out how you can do it better. It's just a sentence, so how to make it sound like a tragedy. You should find the dot. Can do it better. So here will be your space for figuring out what tone should be and to put this tone and technique there. While being very delivering a tragedy, being very sad, upset by something, you need to think like every time you need to follow and to go from the highest point, like your speech, your pitch range will be high from the highest point to the lowest one. That's why every time, every next word will be lower, lower, and lower, and figure out how you can do it better. See, I am going down. Second parameter, I'm going to do it quiet, really quiet. Every next word will be more quiet than previous one. So, and figure out how to do it better. So it will be the quietest word, the most quiet word here. And as for other parameters, while being delivering this tragedy and being dramatic, you need to follow pauses. Our speech pace, like delivering your words and your sentences quicker or slower, will be and is not only about the word itself. Like instead of doing better or make do it better, no, it's not the difference. The difference is, and this trick and hint will be about pauses. If you want to make it slower, your sentence slower and sound like a very dramatic sentence, you need to just to add pauses there. That's why you will sound like learn what current brand leaders are doing and figure out how you can do it better. It sounds like a tragedy, not a tragedy like in theater or acting skills, but a tragedy which is good for your presentation, public skills, or your presenting on camera. Let's think about your visual delivery in these dramatic sentences. Your visual delivery is connected with your brows, so you should activate here and avoid smiling. So think what current brands are doing in their industry and figure out how you can do it better. So this is the most dramatic as I can do here on this message. Let's work with the same sentence but making it neutral. Neutral means that it's somewhere in the middle between dramatic and encouraging. So how can we do this? Remove all the pauses there. While keeping this high speech pace, you'll provide less impact on this information. So it means that you are not worrying about that information. It should be like political news or economical news are good in this way of delivering, and all of these 3 moods, they should be in any presentation. That's why find the space and message which can be delivered in a very neutral way, like learn what current brand leaders are doing and figure out how you can do it better. It's just the regular neutral sentence. So all of these parameters, they will be just somewhere in the middle. Not too fast, not too slow. Don't pay attention on anything. Just find stressed words for you to sound attractive, and that's it. You don't feel something here. No, anything. You don't treat this information somehow. But as for encouraging information, it should be done here. What should be done here? Your diversity, like different speech pace, different pitch range, different volume, different pauses, different everything. How we can build it. Always start thinking from the end. Where do you want to lead your audience? Let's imagine if in dramatical sentence we lead it to the lowest point. Let's think about leading it to the highest point, like do it better. And you found already all these phrases. You divided the sentence into phrases for this information to be delivered easily. So learn what current brand leaders are doing, because it was like a semi-dot, not just a dot, but the first phrase. Learn what current brand leaders are doing. So learn was slow. Remember, I told you about the speech pace. Learn was slow. Learn, a little pause. We do pauses here. Learn what current brand leaders are doing. So find some phrase, find stressed words there. Adjust the speech pace for this parameter to be different, and learn what current brand leaders are doing, going up. And you remember the word "and" comes with the second phrase, not with the first one. Not just are doing and, no. Learn what current brand leaders doing and figure out how you can do it better. So still it goes falling in my case, but we can turn it into rising intonation. You can choose, because the main rule of encouraging is to be different. That's why we should be focused on this mood. So learn what current brand leaders are doing and figure out how you can do it better. It goes up, like using rising intonation. That's what I would like you to train and to do and to work on, because during our practical experience, during our practical class, we'll work with all of that 3 intonation moods or patterns. But as for the visual delivery of being dramatic, you remember we use this part of our brows. We use something which is very hard for us to deliver. Find the message, which should be here. Then you transfer and jump into neutral, something which we deliver fast and very light slide. It will be very easy for you, because this part of information is not too important for your audience. If they just skip it, it's okay. But the most important will be encouraging information. You can start with it. You can switch places of these moods, all of these moods, but don't forget about being encouraging. Encouraging and engaging means that you always involve your audience to your text. So you see the sentence, you divide it into phrases, you find the stressed word in each phrase, and you just create the lines going up and then down and being different. It's the main rule. As for visual delivery, always smile. And you don't need to get this smile while presenting. You need to create this smile in advance, before your presentation. That's how it works. And I hope it works for you as well. So see you next time during our practical class over Zoom, and we'll work all of that intonation patterns and get the best results of it. Thank you, take care, stay tuned.